Hello to all. The next topic that I am going to take in the hemorrhagic disorders is hemophilia, and this topic is important for the theory as well as many problem based questions come from it in the exam. So I'll be discussing just the key points for hemophilia A and B, followed by few MCQs and problem based questions that we'll try to solve. So hemophilia A is also known as classic hemophilia. There are two types of hemophilia A and B. So hemophilia is the most common hereditary coagulation disorder which is associated with life-threatening bleeding. The cause is hemophilia A is deficiency of factor 8 or any abnormality in the functioning of factor 8 due to certain mutations. It is a genetic disorder and it's an example of X-linked recessive trait. So many questions also come on the type of inheritance of hemophilia, and since it is X-linked recessive, it affects the males more common than the females. And also question is asked on the type of mutation that is seen in hemophilia. So it is point mutation and also inversion, which is most common. And in the severe form of hemophilia, inversion of intron 22 is seen. So again, this you have to learn for the MCQs. Now, since it is X-linked recessive disorder, so males are more commonly affected than females, and females act as carrier because in females both the X chromosome need to have the mutation for the disease to manifest, while in males, since they are XY, so a single mutation inherited from a parent will suffice for the disease to manifest. Again, questions are asked many times that when the disease manifests more in females. So there are three conditions. First is if the female gets the mutated gene from both mother and father, so if it is homozygous, so then the female will manifest. Secondly, in a female with XX genotype and during embryogenesis, if one of the X chromosome has become inactivated due to a process known as lyonization, so again that female will manifest the disease. Then thirdly, if a female has Turner syndrome where only single X chromosome is present and that chromosome is defective and it carries the mutation for hemophilia A, then again she will manifest. So sometimes questions are asked on these three scenarios when the disease will manifest in the female, or usually the female acts as a carrier and the disease manifests more in case of males. Again, clinically, the severity of the disease will depend on the levels of factor 8. So normally there are three categories on based on the severity of the disease. So if the amount of factor 8 is less than 1% of normal, it is the severe disease. If 2 to 5% of normal factor 8 activity is present, it is moderate, while if the activity is 6 to 50%, then it manifests as a mild disease. And hemarthrosis can be seen where there are spontaneous hemorrhages into the joints, the joint becomes swollen. There will be repeated episodes of bleeding into the joints, sometimes inflammation also. So painful, tender and large size joints with limited joint mobility can be seen. When there is recurrent bleeding into the joints, it leads to chronic hemophilic arthropathy and will manifest as the joint deformities. Then large ecchymosis and subcutaneous and intramuscular hematomas will be seen. Like I told you that in secondary hemostatic disorders, deep seated bleeding and the large ecchymosis, single solitary large ecchymotic patches, they are common. So likewise in hemophilia also you see the large ecchymosis and hematomas. Other manifestations are gastrointestinal bleeding, genitourinary bleeding, bleeding resulting from a trivial trauma, and sometimes massive bleeding after surgery. So these are the manifestations commonly seen in the severe form of the disease. The petechiae, they are characteristically absent. So this is a very important point and often mentioned in the problem based questions. Petechiae, they are like pinpoint hemorrhages and they are more common manifestation of a bleeding disorder due to defect in the primary hemostasis, and it is characteristically absent in hemophilia. This point you have to remember. Now in the lab investigations, since there is defect of factor 8, so factor 8 is a part of the intrinsic pathway and it is determined, its efficacy is determined by the activated partial thromboplastin time. So the activated partial thromboplastin time will be prolonged. Then factor 8 levels, they will be decreased. If we do the factor 8 assay, it will show the decreased levels of factor 8, decreased activity of factor 8. Prothrombin time, it will be absolutely normal because all these coagulation factors, they are intact and in normal activity. Then bleeding time and platelet count will be normal because it is not a defect of primary hemostasis, but it is a defect of secondary hemostasis. Then we also do inhibitor screening to find whether the factor 8 defect is due to the deficiency of factor 8 or are there any antibodies against the factor 8. So we do the inhibitor screening. Then genetic studies is done in the family of that patient to detect any carrier state which can be present in the family. So genetic studies are also advised to the patient, to the patient's family. Then treatment, we give the factor 8 concentrates. So in the blood bank, from the blood, component separation is done and fresh frozen plasma is made, cryoprecipitate is made. So that is a source for factor 8, and also recombinant factor 8 is prepared and it can be injected into the patient to make up for the deficiency of factor 8. And desmopressin is a chemical which causes the increased release of von Willebrand factor in the body. Now von Willebrand factor has an important role to increase the half-life of factor 8. So that will increase the levels of factor 8, especially in a mild disease. Next is hemophilia B. So hemophilia B is almost similar to hemophilia A, but in hemophilia B, the deficiency is that of factor 9 due to certain mutations. Again, it is X-linked recessive disorder, similarity to the hemophilia B, and clinically also it is similar to hemophilia A, but the patients are severely affected. Then this hemophilia B is less common than hemophilia A. Hemophilia A is more prevalent. In the lab diagnosis, again the lab tests are similar to hemophilia A, like APTT will be prolonged, bleeding time will be normal, platelet count will be normal. The important test to differentiate the hemophilia A from B is factor 9 assay. So factor 9 assay will reveal the decreased activity of factor 9 in case of hemophilia B. In the treatment, again plasma derived and recombinant factor 9 concentrates, they are used. There can be some diseases in which there is factor 8 deficiency and they can mimic hemophilia clinically. So first disease is von Willebrand disease. So von Willebrand factor is a factor which is synthesized in the endothelium and megakaryocytes, and this factor has important role to play in the platelet adhesion. It causes the link between the glycoprotein 1b receptor and the collagen which is present in the subendothelium, and it helps in binding of the platelets to the subendothelium. And the other important role is that it binds to factor 8 and increases its half-life, like it increases the half-life from 2.5 hours to 12 hours for the factor 8. So if von Willebrand disease is there is deficiency of von Willebrand factor, that will also cause decrease in the factor 8. So it will have the platelet adhesion defects and also coagulation defects because of decreased activity of factor 8. So it can manifest as hemophilia, especially the severe form of von Willebrand disease. Next is inhibitors to factor 8. As I told you earlier, that there can be, in certain conditions, there can be autoantibodies to factor 8, like in a pregnancy or autoimmune diseases or certain malignancies. So this is known as acquired hemophilia, and then we have to diagnose the hemophilia due to inhibitor, and for that we do the mixing study. So mixing study is important. It is many times mentioned in the problem based questions. So what is the importance of mixing studies? It is to distinguish between factor deficiency or presence of an inhibitor. So coagulation disorder can occur because of specific deficiency of a factor, or sometimes some antibody can be present against that factor. In both the cases, the activated partial thromboplastin time will be prolonged. But how we differentiate it? We mix the patient plasma with normal plasma in a ratio of 1:1. If the APTT of the resultant plasma is normal, that means that this is because of the factor deficiency, because the factors were present in the normal plasma, and now when we mix both the plasma, then that factor deficiency is made up and APTT becomes normal. But if inhibitor is present, Then even if we add normal plasma containing the factors, the deficient factor, if we mix both these plasma, still the APTT will be prolonged because the inhibitor is present in the patient's plasma. So that will also inhibit the factor which we are supplying in this normal plasma. So APTT will again be prolonged. So this is a concept of the mixing studies, and this is often given in the questions. So this will help us to differentiate definite factor deficiency from inhibitor deficiency, presence of inhibitor. So this was all about hemophilia. Let us solve few problem based questions on hemophilia. So a 12-year-old boy is a boy. The history in a child is given. Generally in hemophilia you will get a history in a child and a boy. Male is more clinically apparent than females. So females act as carrier. So in males the disease manifests. So you will get a history in a child and who is a male. Has worsening problem with joint mobility involving arms and legs. So there is a problem with joint mobility, particularly knees and ankles, and for the past 6 years. So the problem is since the child was 6-year-old. He has been receiving therapy for this condition. Grandfather had similar condition, means another male in the family is affected, and grandfather died at the age of 25. On physical examination, he has no visible petechiae. Again, I told you that petechiae is absent in hemophilia, and this is given in the history in the problems, and there are no areas of purpura. Laboratory studies show that PT is 12 seconds. So PT is normal because normal range is like 11 to 14 seconds. So it is normal, and partial thromboplastin time is 52 seconds. So it is prolonged. Normal is up to 45 seconds. So it is prolonged. After addition of an equivalent aliquot of normal plasma. So here they are mentioning about the mixing studies. The PTT is 30 seconds, means now it has come to normal PTT is 30 to 45 seconds. So now this PTT has corrected after adding a normal plasma. It means that there was a deficiency of a factor and there was no presence of any inhibitor. Hemoglobin is 12.9, it's normal. Platelet count is 2,38,000, again it is normal. Normal platelet count is 1.5 to 4 lakh per cubic millimeter. So it is normal. WBC count is 6620. Normal count is 4,000 to 11,000 per cubic millimeter. Again it is normal. His platelet function studies are normal. What is the likely inheritance pattern for this condition? So this condition is hemophilia because it is manifesting in a male child, and the history is of 6 years, and there is history of involvement of the joints, and there is limited joint mobility, and PT is normal while APTT is prolonged, and other platelet count is again normal. So this is case of hemophilia. Inheritance pattern is X-linked recessive. So in the options the answer is X-linked mutation. They have not given X-linked recessive, but they have given X-linked mutation. So this is the answer for this question, where the diagnosis is hemophilia. Next question, 13-year-old child, again child, 13-year-old. At the age of 10 years, he experienced hemorrhage around the pharynx. So there is a deep-seated bleeding that produced acute airway obstruction. So this is also common in hemophilia. There is deep-seated bleeding leading to hematomas. Sometimes these hematomas can form in the respiratory tract and will cause the airway obstruction. On physical examination, he has reduction in the joint mobility of the ankle, knees, elbow. So again there is a problem in the joint, and there is a bleeding. Family history indicates that another male relative have similar bleeding problems. So again they have emphasized the fact that the disease is affecting the males only. So there must be something which is X-linked. Laboratory studies show hemoglobin 13.1, hematocrit 39.2, platelet count is also normal, WBC count is also normal, PT is 13 seconds, again this is normal. Partial thromboplastin time is prolonged for 52 seconds. So beyond 45 seconds is prolonged. Now a 1:1 dilution of the patient plasma with normal pooled plasma does not correct. So here the point is that it is not correcting the PTT. So it means that there is a presence of inhibitor. So in these option you have to find the right answer. So we know that there is problem of hemophilia and there is a presence of inhibitor. So there is answer is D, hemophilia A with factor 8 inhibitor. So the point to catch in this question is that after the mixing study the PTT is not correcting. So definitely there is a presence of inhibitor which is causing this coagulation defect. So this is hemophilia A with factor 8 inhibitor. Next, a 16-year-old girl has history of easy bruising and hemorrhages since menarche at the age of 14 years. She has menometrorrhagia, so heavy periods she is getting. On physical examination, she displays joint deformity, has decreased mobility of the ankle, knees, wrist. Again, joints are involved, and there is a problem of bleeding also. Hemoglobin is 11.8, hematocrit is 35.1, platelet count is normal, WBC count is again normal, PT is 13 seconds normal, PTT is 60 seconds. Again, it is prolonged. PTT is prolonged. 1:1 dilution of the patient plasma with normal plasma. Correct the PTT. So again, it is correcting the PTT, means there is a factor deficiency. So this is a case of hemophilia. So answer will be C, that is hemophilia A. So in the females, sometimes history is mostly given in the males, but in females also it can manifest in case of like lionization. So it can present, or in case it is presenting with homozygosity, like mutation is present in both the X chromosome. She is inheriting the mutated gene from both the parents. Now we come to the last question. 8-year-old girl is brought to the emergency department after experiencing severe dyspnea. On examination, she has upper airway obstruction from the soft tissue swelling in her neck. So there is a hematoma in the upper airway leading to the problem in breathing. The radiograph shows hematoma compressing the trachea. Lab study shows PT is normal, but PTT is increased. Further testing revealed less than 1% of factor 8. So she has got severe hemophilia A. Both parents and 2 female siblings are unaffected by this problem. So the parents are unaffected, and both the female siblings, they are also unaffected. But a male sibling has experienced a similar episode. So male has got the disease, but 2 female siblings, they have not got the disease. Which of the following genetic abnormalities is likely to account for the finding in this girl? So generally a female will get the disease if she is getting a mutated gene from both the parents, or there is the mother is carrier and she has got lionization of the normal X chromosome. So in this case, both the parents, they are not manifesting the disease, they are clinically they are normal. So the genotype will be defective, and the daughter, she has got one defective gene from a parent, and she has experienced the lionization of the other normal X chromosome. That's why she is manifesting with this disease. So there is inactivation of the X chromosome. So in the option E, there is random inactivation of the other X chromosome known as lionization. So this is the X-linked recessive conditions commonly seen in males, but if a female has inherited one defective X chromosome and the other X chromosome has inactivated during the embryogenesis, condition known as lionization, then also the female can manifest the disease. So this is an event of inactivation of X chromosome, and so the answer is E. So thanks for watching. Any questions you can ask in the comment section. Thank you very much.